Welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where you can watch games and also practice game design.
Practice.
It feels so good. I like our new slogan. It feels right.
Yeah!
Today we're playing Aliens Go Home Run. This is a little game made by Anim-Ace.
Anim-Ace.
Not anime.
But Anim-Ace.
Anim-Ace or Anim-Ace?
Anim-Ace.
So this was actually very generously sent to us by the developer. It's a fun little, hey, I'm just gonna jump in. It's a fun little, like, Brick Breaker meets baseball meets...
meets Aliens, kind of.
Meets, like, there's a, what game is it? Galaga? Is Galaga the one where they go like...
Wow, we're really being bad at this right now.
You know, it's been a while since I played arcade games, okay?
Okay.
But I really like this game from a conceptual point because
it's cool.
It's like action meets arcade game in a way that makes a lot of sense with like modern games.
Yes, absolutely.
And obviously, so the point of... So it wants me to slide through bullets. It's trying... This is like the beginning... Yeah, they're teaching me how to play the game.
But you're not going to slide through the bullets because you destroyed the ship.
Yeah.
He'll come back in a little bit if you don't do it.
Yeah, he'll come back. So...
Slide through those bullets.
Bang! So basically...
Guess that didn't do anything.
Well, the text just stays on screen, maybe, because...
I don't think so.
Well, you know...
I don't think so.
You know. So,
Home run.
I did it. This first level. So basically, the level ends as soon as we break all the bricks. Makes sense. We have a dodge attack, so long as we're dodging, we cannot take damage from enemies.
Yep.
Which is a pretty huge deal.
Oh my god, yeah, especially those special levels.
And we'll, if we get far enough, we'll see where I start taking some issue with the game. But for the most part, I still love the game. I know that's a little contradictory, but...
But like with any game, right? It's not going to be perfect. They're gonna have issues, and that's okay.
I think the first two stages of this game are a perfect example of what this game needs to be. My only issue is that the worlds that come after that, they rely too much on throwing things at the player at a such a constant basis that it becomes a bullet hell.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it loses a lot of its flair to me at that point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally understand you.
But I still love the game from a conceptual level because it's merging a lot of familiar mechanics in an interesting way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we also get these power-ups. So these little like electrical orbs that drop. If you see that little like meter at the very top of the screen, it increases one bracket for every single electrical jar we get. So the one that I'm using right now is arguably the best, which just lets me shoot things.
Yeah, you shoot like an electrical arc.
Yeah, it's
a wind arc.
We get a projectile, and that basically gives us a lot more control than we get otherwise, which is a really big deal in a game like this.
No, that's where these guys start.
Yeah.
I don't like those guys. That's where I was having my problem when I played.
They're not that bad. They take 3 hits and then they're gone. I think 3, maybe 4. There he goes.
So I'm guessing they come back just like the other thing?
Yeah.
If you don't do it fast enough?
You know, I have mixed feelings about that too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but how do you feel about aliens coming back after they're destroyed?
Well, I guess if you destroy them so early, then I just feel like all you're doing is just breaking the bricks. So I get why they'd have them respawn, because if you don't have them respawn, all of a sudden you just go for the aliens at the very beginning.
True. But is that so bad?
Well, I guess it's not so bad, but maybe it takes out some of the
challenge.
The challenge.
Sure.
And just the struggle.
Yeah. See, I'm of the opinion of Brick Breaker itself is kind of fun on its own.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Brick Breaker games.
Bricker Breaker?
Yeah, Brick Breaker.
I just don't think it's such a bad thing.
That's fair. You're wrong.
Wow.
Totally get it.
Brick Breaker sold on its own for a reason, right?
No, right, absolutely, because it's fun.
That itself is just a fun game.
And it's challenging. It can be challenging because it's about trying to, like, how do you keep the ball moving and how do you...
Well, that's where I think this game, it's important that the level design is good first, and then the rest of the mechanics carry through the rest of the game.
You almost are hitting that. There you go.
Ooh, and I even smacked that other guy.
Dude, you're so good.
Dude,
You're so good.
I'm all right.
One strike.
I mean, you know, I do
Oh,
what
the
I can.
alien's like hanging out now. He's like, yo, what's up, dude?
What's up, girl?
Yeah, what's up, girl? How you do?
So, I feel like this is the kind of game that a lot of people would see, like, oh, some indie game mashup of different mechanics, like,
Right.
it's just another indie game, blah, 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 like, tries to justify that it's not good because it's a mashup of mechanics.
But that's kind of how we make games.
But, well, it's not true.
Yeah, that's how you make games. Just mash up all the
I
mechanics.
mean, in some cases, sure.
Blend them all together.
But I
make a
think
video game.
I think what they did here was they made a very interesting form of brick breaker, and I'm sure there are forms of legit brick breaker that utilize similar mechanics.
Similar mechanics, yeah, but like, I don't know, the way they do the whole baseball thing.
I like the baseball
It's
theme.
a fun style. It's definitely very stylized. It's cool looking. It's baseball. It's fun.
But
You
yeah,
play
I
a
don't
little
know.
girl doing it. You don't have to play a
That's
little boy.
true.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's progressive.
Progressive.
But like, I don't know. I think that the mechanics they chose to merge make a lot of sense together.
Absolutely.
And I think the level design in the first two worlds do a great job at exploring the relationship between those mechanics. Between like giving us different types of enemies that force us to move in different patterns, especially teaching the player, hey, you can dodge through bullets and you're going to have to learn how
And
to.
you're going to need to do that or you're going to die.
Yes.
You almost got it. Home run.
I also really like that the final one always drops one of those little electric jars.
Yep.
So if you know that you're about to hit that final one, then you can just stand underneath it.
Yeah. Ooh, is this a boss battle?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, God.
It only makes sense if we're fighting aliens.
Boss battle.
So
Those
there's
are intense
also
bullets.
there's a score system too. I don't know if it has any real significance other than like bragging rights.
Right. Well, I mean, that's usually what score systems are for, right? They're for bragging rights.
Typically, I think in the modern setting they're generally paired with leaderboards, and I think this
Wait.
only has a local
At
leaderboard.
the end of the day.
I could be wrong though.
What's the idea of the local leaderboard? They have bragging rights. It all comes down to
I
being
mean,
like,
yeah,
I'm number one. Because that's how you posted on Tumbleseed. I saw that being
yeah,
like,
dude. Because
I'm in the top 10.
I was so proud
Oh,
of
no,
that.
did you get top 10 or you were close to top 10?
I think I was number 12.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm so close, but at least I'm not in the thousands.
Yeah, right. How you doing now?
I haven't played Tumbleseed in a little while. I played Tumbleseed at BitBash though, or a little BitBash thing, and I made it to the final zone, and I almost beat the game. And I had Chris Wade behind me. Chris Wade's been on the show. Shout out to Chris Wade.
Yeah, Chris Wade's the best.
And he was like, he's gonna do it! Oh my god, he's gonna do it! And then I didn't do it, and then Chris Wade played it and beat it, and I was like, you son of a bitch.
You're like, you set me up for failure. I see what you're doing. That's awesome, though.
But that's like
Chris Wade's a cool guy.
That's like the perfect setting for something like a leaderboard.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Tumbleseed's such a hard game that it only makes sense.
And that's the thing. When it comes down to leaderboards, it's all about bragging rights. Nothing more.
I mean, that's true.
Like, you want to be number one to be like, I'm number one. F off. I'm the best.
True. Which,
That's the point of doing all that stuff. When you're a Pokemon master, you come from the master, you're like,
so,
"God, I'm the master.
do you think like a game like this requires a leaderboard
Oh,
to
absolutely.
be? Well,
Oh,
do you think that it needs to be online to be as relevant?
In this day and age, especially when it comes to like indie games and the world of Steam and all that good jazz, yeah, kind of, because if it's just local, it's just gonna be whoever's playing on your system.
Yeah, and honestly, it might actually be online because this is a Steam game, and the Steam Workshop gives you a lot of tools. Or I don't know if it's called Steam Workshop for devs, but yeah, there's a lot. The Steam integration or the Steam platform just gives you a lot of tools to integrate with.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
So I mean, because you don't want to just brag at home because you know that you're the one setting the high scores at home, unless someone else comes over and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm much better than you.
Well, and that's even part of what made the Tumbleseed leaderboard so fun because like. I could go online and compare my score to my friends and be like, I'm better than you.
I assert my dominance over you. Kowtow to me.
Hey man, it's not often I'm better at games than anyone.
Oh, I know
so-
that feeling.
Yeah,
I'm never better than anybody at
Yeah.
games, Chris.
that's why I love playing multiplayer
Ever.
Mondays
Yeah,
with you.
I hate you. I hate you. Speaking of which, check out Multiplayer Mondays.
Yeah, check out our Power Rangers that just went up.
Beats
Well,
of
actually,
power.
it probably went up a couple weeks
yeah,
ago.
Beats of power.
It was silly, but it was fun.
Beats. Boom. still need to make a Power Rangers rhythm-based game now based off of that.
Dude, we can do that.
That's what we're gonna do.
Ever since I've started working at Phosphor Games, I've been having a lot of fun ideas and working in VR, because they made Brookhaven VR.
Yeah.
Which I guess we could play on the show if we get a VR headset. Maybe I could steal one from work. I think I've said that already, and I don't think they'll let me steal one.
Well, I mean, when you use the word "let me," like steal one from work, I feel there's better ways to put that. Like, maybe I can borrow one from work.
Well, that's really what it would be.
Maybe Fox would be gracious. Yeah, I know, but the idea is the text in which you use.
I mean, you know.
Like, oh, but steal one, it sounds like you're a criminal. You're like, I'm never going to give back. Steal, it feels like there's an intent to not give back.
Yeah, but they don't watch the show. Well, maybe Bobby does.
I was about to say, yeah.
I work with Bobby Locks now, which is super fun.
Shout out to Bobby Locke.
Shout out to Bobby Locks, who also has been on the show.
Look at that.
Actually, Bobby is probably who got me the job. Being totally
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks, Bobby.
I really needed to win.
I just need to make money.
I need a home run here.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's the fun of these kind of things, you know? It's that, like, we have those connections to be able to do cool things like that. So maybe if you just ask nicely about borrowing, how about we start using the words borrow? Again, unless you have no intent to give back.
Here's what I'll offer.
Okay.
Let's get some of the Brookhaven devs.
Okay.
Brookhaven's done. It's already released.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get them on the show, and we'll do it on the PSVR.
Oh, there you go.
Or we'll do it on the Vive, because I think it's probably better on the Vive.
On the Vive than the VR.
But it's hard to beat the Vive. It's just so expensive.
Well, let's get a Vive. Let's just sink the rest of our money into a Vive.
Yeah.
But no, that'd be a great idea. So Brookhaven team. Let's do this.
What up, guys? Come on my
friends. We are friends.
They're already stuck with me.
There you go. If you're already stuck with him, there's no point to get your jollies off playing your game on our show. No point to not do that.
So Aliens Go Home Run, though.
So Aliens Go Home Run.
We were talking about leaderboards, and then we went on a huge tangent.
That's the fun of the show, you know? Because you guys want to see it.
Yeah.
If I keep saying you, that means something, right? Because
yeah.
That's what I've decided. Every episode, I'm going to drop the word you.
You.
Like 15 times.
So, speaking of the level design of this game,
yes.
Which we haven't been doing like we should be, so they kind of slowly introduce a lot of interesting concepts as we go through, which only makes sense, right? That's
they have
how level design through tutorial through level design works.
Yeah, and they never make it obvious, which I like. They're never like, now you're going to be faced with bouncing shield things.
Well, they make it obvious in maybe the very first stage when they're like, dodge through bullets.
That's what I mean, though. But that's what I mean. Like, outside of that, saying dodge through bullets, now they say, if you hit these signs, they won't do anything. You know, it's like, they don't. Because they know that the players are already ready to, like, get on through the levels, and they know what's going on. They know there's going to be surprises.
But they do a great job at slowly introducing things like, we start off with just the basic tiles,
just
right?
Very basic.
And the one dude shooting at us. Then we start to deal with, like, these stationary guys that shoot multiple bullets at us.
Yep.
And then they started introducing things like the bumpers and the
mixing villains and
the multi like damage tiles.
Yep. Although I think multi-damage tiles were in there before.
They probably were.
Dude, look at you, 57 multipliers.
This is how you get the high scores. So this is another thing that they do really well in at least the early game level design is they generally set up a lot of levels for a narrow passageway, and this is a Brick Breaker thing too. They'll set up a lot of stages to have a narrow passageway to, if you squeeze the baseball. Oh no!
No, you were almost to 100.
I know. I've been so close a few times in my personal playthrough, and I never have gotten it.
You were right there.
So, but it's really nice because they have these little passageways where if you squeeze the ball through, it'll basically float around on the top. And you'll rack up a good high score that way. And it's
kind of like in pinball, you know? It's like they'll get you to that one point where it just bounces you around everywhere, and you just see your score multiply. You're like, yes, I have to do nothing right now. This is so good.
Yeah, and I think that's really successful at rewarding the player for playing well and just having good accuracy.
Yes. Let's talk about this boss, though. This is
this is tough. This is definitely the kind of boss that heavily encourages the player to explore some of the the power-up mechanics.
Power-ups, yeah,
because if you have to, so he'll slowly
and he regens them all at once.
Exactly.
Oh no.
So if you don't damage them all fast enough,
God.
you have to hit him multiple times before he regens, and then it's very difficult to actually deal damage.
Regen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you have to be very careful about it, or very quick, I guess, and accurate. But because they drop so many of the power-ups, it's very easy to get to the point where you are regularly getting the beam attack. And I think they do a good job at setting it up so that you have the means of doing that.
You were just missing it. Oh, there you go. You got him. You got him.
Boom.
You got some soup's dead. Home run.
That's how it's done.
It's a cool game. It's a very, very cool game.
Right?
And I like how they're slowly integrating everything into it. Wait, you're just starting round 2?
This is stage 2, world 2.
Oh. I feel like there'd be a boss at the end of every world. So at the end of every half world?
Every 5 stages there's a mini boss, and then at stage 10 or at level 10,
who's the big boss?
X-10, there's the main boss.
Oh, look at you using variables. X-10.
Well, it's.
I know what you mean, because it's not going to be.
Because it's consistently that way.
Yeah, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10, 8, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, 11, 10, 12, 10, 13.
I think there's 5 worlds total.
Dude, let's make 15 worlds.
In my personal playthrough, I think I got up to 5-8, and then I was just like, I can't. It's impossible.
So let's talk about what are things that don't work so well for this though early game, because so far it seems like everything's pretty solid early game.
Honestly, early game.
Don't have a lot of problems with anything so far.
Yeah, early game I don't have any complaints. Honestly,
yeah, it's really good.
I think if anything,
Did that help with the Simpsons house over there? I feel like the one on the corner looks like the Simpsons house.
I mean a little bit, I guess.
Not the one right in front, because obviously that's not the Simpsons house. That's ridiculous.
I don't remember what the Simpsons house looks like.
Like that one, the one right there in the middle.
Sure, Tony.
No, Chris, it's that one right there.
Yeah.
Chris,
that's
Chris, oh my God,
Tony, that's absolutely right. Chris. Yeah, no. I think if anything, the only thing that lacks in the earlier worlds is it's not as interesting from a replayability standpoint.
Yeah, because it's so simple. It's so very simple. But now when you get to these levels,
but the first time I played through it honestly, it felt really satisfying, and it kind of filled me with an excitement that I haven't gotten out of many games in a long time.
I think that's the idea, right? So, I think the idea is that maybe you don't get the replayability in the first few levels, but there's definitely replayability value when you get later in these stages, because it's harder and harder.
Oh, absolutely. Well, also, it helps that after you've completed a world, they open up special stages that you don't have to beat in order to progress.
Which is nice, because that one for level 1 was really difficult and I didn't like it.
I warmed up by playing one of those ones, and then I handed the controller to Tony, and he was like, nope, you're playing this one, Chris.
But then I did play the first couple levels, and I liked it a lot. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's just bad to start on the special level. That's it. You don't want. It's like starting a book at the end. It's like, great, I'm going to start with the last book.
Yeah,
let's do
more
that.
or less.
And then you're like, wait, I don't know what's going on. I don't get this. Don't give me more or less. Get out of here with your more or less.
Okay, here we go. So here's where they start introducing... Yeah, so this is where they start introducing some really new enemies. And these are the guys, they will fall after you stand under them for a long enough period of time. Now, you can't damage them with the ball like you can with the others. You have to hit them, I think, from the top, or you dash through them to deal damage.
Oh, you can dash through them.
Yeah, and I think they take damage if they're on the ground and you hit them with the ball. I could be wrong on that, because it doesn't happen very often.
Right, because by the time they fall and you're already like dodging out of the way or hit.
Or maybe if you hit them from the side, they'll take damage or something of that sort.
I think you hit with your baseball bat.
But these are the guys where I start to get annoyed that enemies regen as quick as they do.
Because these guys are frustrating.
And this is at the point where they're just barely introducing them, right? Like they're here and we're kind of learning their mechanic, but they don't get terribly frustrating.
No, not yet.
Later in the game, though, they'll have a whole line of them.
And then you're like, oh my God, I have to run everywhere.
You can't move anywhere safe. You just have to constantly be moving. And like, that's interesting, but it starts being punishing and not challenging.
Fun. Yeah.
And that's where I start to take issue with the later game too.
Now we're starting to get a line already.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of a big progress. They go from 2 to 4. I feel like, or 2 to 6. I feel like they should have maybe jumped up to like maybe 4. And now all of a sudden introduce you to a full line already.
I think that's totally valid. I think the level design here, though, what they do is they encourage us to basically stay center, because we can't really hit the ball through them, nor can we hit it through the bumpers.
Right.
So what we need to do is clear out a spot in the center, or just like kind of kill one of these guys off to the side.
That's fair.
And then...
I think I haven't gotten a strike in a while. Nicely done.
Yeah.
The music's also...
Oh my god.
Man. It's
I
good.
think, you know, I really like the game and the game mechanics, but the music is probably my favorite part about this game.
We have
It's
the volume a little
so
bit lower, so I
good.
can't hear it perfectly here, but I do enjoy it.
I mean, we could turn it
It
up
does have a
when
sense
we're
of
done.
like, urgency to it. I like it. It's like...
Well, it's such... Oh. I fixed it. That was a bug.
You did it. You
that
did
was
it.
definitely
Hey,
a
well,
bug.
that's all right. That's part of the fun of these games, right? That's part of the fun in game design, right? Is to find these little things.
It's not what bug hunting is. It's not... Bug hunting isn't a game design issue.
Well, no.
That's a coding issue.
You're a coding issue.
I mean, it can be a game design issue, but usually a coding issue.
But it's probably fun to catch these glitches and be like, oh, okay, cool. Kind of, you know, it makes for a fuller experience because games are always.
You don't have to justify glitches, Tony,
Dude, but
or
they're
bugs.
fun. I love bugs. How can I
mean,
love bugs? Bugs are great. Like
I
finding
feel
bugs.
like you're being sarcastic.
No. Finding bugs are awesome, dude. Because we find the weird things, like back in the old days, like playing Halo and stuff.
I mean, that's
you'd
true.
find those levels and you'd be like, "Oh my god, I found the glitch. This is so cool."
Well, that's why I work as a professional QA. I enjoy the process of
and, like,
finding
it's
ways to
different
break
for, like, a little
games.
glitch like that. It's cool. You could break that glitch because you're like, "Oh man, you get the ball stuck." Cool. It's not like in some of those games, like what was it, Assassin's Creed, whichever one, where it's like every 5 seconds there was a new glitch. And it was like, or like, Andromeda, where like the new Mass Effect game, where there's a lot of face glitches. Oh my god. That kind of looks like a chicken, doesn't it? Like the face.
Yeah, I can see where
Like
you're
a
going with
rooster
that.
Face.
So I like this boss though, because if you notice, his punching gloves mimic the behavior of another enemy we just saw.
Except it has more movement.
Yeah, it's like the advanced form. God damn it.
You're about to get struck out here, Chris.
I might get struck out.
Yes, don't get struck out.
Yes. But also just... Oh, God.
Look at that little chicken guy, little rooster. He's like, oh,
This kind of look like a rooster. Come on. This is a little bit... Oh, I stayed underneath him.
You're out.
I died.
Hey, Chris, you out.
I died.
Chris, homie, you out.
Ow. But yeah, I don't know.
Toughy.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point of the game that it actually starts getting kind of difficult. But when you're just starting out and you're kind of learning the mechanics of the game, the first world can still be pretty difficult.
Oh,
because
absolutely. I'd be terrible at it.
How are you precise with a game where, you're shooting around a ball?
That kind of goes over, oh, it kind of stinks, so once it's hurt, it kind of is invulnerable.
Yeah, it only makes sense.
I mean, no, I know it only. Oh, hey, you almost got him. All right, finish off Colonel Sanders. You got this.
Colonel Sanders, you're going
Go down.
Here's a question for you.
Yes, sir.
There's one core thing that they chose to not utilize from the original Brick Breaker mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
You don't lose health when your ball hits the ground. Instead, you lose your combo multiplier. Where do you think, or how do you think that benefits the overall design of the game?
Well, so for a game like this, with Brick Breaker, I feel like the ball isn't that erratic,
True.
And in this
There's
game-
less physics to it, where like this ball actually behaves according to gravity,
Yes.
whereas Brick Breaker, you just go in a linear direction.
Exactly. And you can hold the ball, and you can like run and grab the ball, and do a charge shot or whatever. This is a newer version of Brick Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
So for this, I think it makes sense. I think it helps, or else you'd be getting hurt all the time. You'd be out every level. No matter what.
It would make the game extraordinarily difficult.
Almost impossible.
Yeah. No, I
No, it
totally
would be
agree.
impossible.
Nice.
No,
Did you see that?
I did. You
Oh
were
my
bouncing
god, I don't know how I got it up there. That was beautiful.
That's what I love about games. Like these and pinball games. I just love when you get into a super crazy, like, weird chain of events. Like, this shouldn't be happening. But man, it's happening. It's cool as hell.
Oh, I lost my shield.
Oh, buddy.
One other thing I want to talk about too is the abilities. So it's pretty clear that the best ability in the game is the one that lets you shoot laser beams.
What's the popcorn one?
That's multi-ball. So basically, it
Those
gives
are
me
multiple balls.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like popcorn.
I see kind of what you're seeing there.
But now I see that they're baseballs, and I get it.
So the first one recovers health.
Okay.
Second one gives you a shield,
Yeah.
which just soaks up damage. So it basically gives you temporary 4 health.
Right.
The third one gives you multi-ball, which just lets you shoot 2 extra balls. And then the last one gives you the laser beams. And laser beams obviously give you absolute control of the playing field.
Yes.
The thing that I think is interesting about it is that it's very easy to recover health. You get 1 electric jar and you can just recover 1 health.
That's fair.
Now, at the same time, later in the game when you're taking damage like crazy, it basically means that you just want to recover as soon as you get 1 of those power jars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is a little sad because it means that you're not really exploring the other mechanics of the game unless you're just exceptionally good. But the problem with it in the later game that I take is that it almost doesn't matter if you're good. You're going to take damage no matter what because you are dodging more than you're actually swinging your bat.
The bat. And by that point, that means you're not breaking the bricks, and that means you're just kind of letting the ball do its thing. Which is always a good thing.
Which
We're at 26 minutes now. We went a little over because we kind of I got distracted by that last level.
Okay.
It was enticing.
Okay. Well, we can call it here.
Okay. Maybe you should have a special level real quick.
let's do one special
Let's
level to
have the
give you
special
guys a taste.
This is what I started on today.
This is what Tony saw first.
Oh no, it wasn't this one. You know, it was the one with the falling guys too.
Oh, maybe it was the second one.
I mean, this one's still wild. Wait, you said I did the second level version of it?
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah, you did special level beat.
No.
So this is kind of where the game starts getting around World 3, where there's just bullets everywhere, and like this is
so
still
crazy.
This is still pretty manageable, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
I think this is still in the realm of okay.
Oh yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot, but it's not overwhelming.
And there's some enemies they introduce in the later levels that I think are directly contradictory to the game's design.
Oh, okay.
That I'm not a fan of.
So what's one of those? Well, I'm going to talk about because it sounds like we're not going to see it.
Yeah, we may not see it unless you guys want us to come back and actually finish this game, which we absolutely can do.
If you guys want us to. But in case we don't get to that point, it wouldn't hurt to talk about it now.
There's an enemy that...
this is the one.
Yeah, this is the one.
It was awful. So bad at it.
So there's an enemy in this game that when it hits you, it freezes you. It doesn't deal damage, but it prevents you from moving, and then you're likely to just take damage from bullets. Which it makes sense looking at the design of the game because, you know, you're most likely going to take damage because the battlefield's always swarming with bullets.
Right.
There's a very low chance that you'll ever avoid that. The problem I take with it is that this is a game that's fun because you're active all the time.
Because you're always moving and you have control of your terrain.
And removing control from the player is almost always a huge game design no-no. And it feels really, really cruddy to most players if they're just stuck.
Yeah,
and like you can, spam buttons to try to break out, but that also in itself is not fun.
No, absolutely.
And I understand why they did it because I think it makes sense from a purely logical standpoint.
Yeah, it's like, here's your enemy. Stasis. And you're like, no, wait, I need to keep moving though.
Yeah, it gets frustrating, and especially because they infinitely spawn too.
Oh god,
it just becomes a management game of just having to avoid shit, and it's painstaking is kind of what it boils down to. Like, dodging like this is what most of the game starts to turn into. And
then all of a sudden, is it just a dodge game, or is it a brick-breaking game?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's where I think it starts to fall short on its own design, when I think it had so much more potential in just its level design.
Absolutely.
Because the mechanics themselves are solid.
Right, and it's important to understand that, and hopefully people get that when we're talking about this. We're not trying to disparage the game.
No. And I still think it's absolutely worth its price.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those clear examples of where I think the level design sold the game short. I think it had everything else going right for it, and all it needed was some different tweaks in its level design, and it would have been a perfect game.
Got this. Oh, Chris, you've almost got this level.
But that said, too, I think the game is excellently polished.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Come on, you're right there.
I think... I think through a lot of the games that we've played on the show, this is one of the cleanest games we've seen on the show.
absolutely.
Well thought out,
And it's
generally.
smooth, besides the one baseball glitch you ran into.
All right, I just gotta see. I just gotta see. What's it like? Bullets for days.
Bullets.
Yeah, this is.
Oh my god.
This is World 4 action right here.
Oh my god.
See what I mean? Am I wrong in feeling this way?
You're like, I can't.
This isn't fun.
I can't swing the baseball bat. Really, at that point, you're just hoping that one swing does it all.
Yeah.
You're kind of
Yeah.
banking on like.
And it's like, if you don't time your dodges.
You almost have it. Just finish
wow.
it. Nicely done.
I was not expecting that. But it's one of those things too. If you don't dodge your time your dodges perfectly, then you just take damage immediately, and it's like,
wait, are those guys blasting faster?
yeah, I think so.
That must be like,
Ooh.
oh no, oh no, why? Hey, you're actually getting it this time around, though, buddy. Look at you.
I mean, I suffered through World 5. I almost beat the game. The only reason I didn't was because I had to go to bed.
Game sleep. Oh, like that one meme. It's like, or that one post where it's like work.
Oh, the
eat, work, and sleep.
owl turd comic?
Yeah, it's like.
I love that comic.
Play video games. Or can I?
And he
It's
removes
slowly
sleep.
taking sleep. It's like,
So good. Owl turd makes some great stuff.
It's really funny. I want a poster that shows that, or a shirt or something. It's just like.
Altered is one of those webcomic artists that I'm like, how do you keep your stream of content going? They put out a new comic every single day, and I'm just like, sometimes it's kind of like, you've already made a comic about this, but whatever, it's still relevant.
Right, you're still putting content. Dude, you are rocking it.
Check this out. Boom. Oh, I only get one extra ball? I thought I got two. Whatever.
Dude, you're rocking
Whatever.
it. You're rocking it.
Whatever.
Like, this video's going way over now, but you're rocking
but
it.
like, I didn't think
But
I'd
like level E,
be
man.
doing as okay as I have been. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh my god.
Ow.
There's just so much happening.
It is really nice.
It's like sensory overload.
Yeah, and this is why it was like, it turns into a bullet hell. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's where we'll stop for that. Jeez. So
And this is pretty much the only reason why I think we slotted this for a single episode playthrough, not a full playthrough. Because
it get intense.
late game just kind of turns into this, and I think it stops being as interesting to watch. But like I said before, if you guys want us to come back and play this, we absolutely will. Because I still really enjoy this game.
There's a lot of good things to talk about in this game.
And if you ever want to see me get really like sweaty and stressed out about a game, like World 5 will be that, Chris.
And if you ever want to see me sweaty, just pan in closer and look.
It gets hot in here.
All right, so question of the day.
Question of the day.
Should we have design an ability? Or design a stage?
Design an enemy type.
Ooh, there you go. I like that. So what is that called? Challenge of the day?
Challenge of the day.
Challenge of the day.
Design an enemy type for Aliens Go Home Run that you haven't seen yet. So we've seen, the drop guys, we see the shooter guys, we see the ones that move and shoot a straight line, we see these stationary guys that shoot the shotgun pellets. There's a lot of shooting.
Yeah, a lot of shooting.
Maybe design something that doesn't shoot.
Yeah, something that may even make it even more challenging. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. Comment on the challenge of the day. Let us know what you think about the game. We do talk about a lot of things. We talked about a lot of things in this episode. So if there's anything of particular interest, please let us know. And if you guys have any free games you want us to play on here.
Especially if you're a dev too.
If you're a dev.
This was sent to us by the devs.
Yeah, we love to support you guys. I mean,
and we don't play every single game that's sent to us, but
we'll try.
We play the games that we think that we can have interesting discussions about, and this is absolutely one of them.
Yeah, and if you send us a game, we'll at least look at it too, and we can still give feedback on it. So we'll see you guys in the next playthrough.
Bye, everyone.
See you later, guys.